Hello, David. Numero uno. David, can you hear me? Hello, Mark. Ella. Yeah, David doesn't count anymore. Nasro. Hello, dear. Good to see you here. Good. It would have been good if this was an interactive, a two-way, so I could hear your questions in words, in voice. But then again, is the subscribe sign on the lower right hand corner of your screen? How does it look there? Is it big enough on the videos or here? Does it show what it is? Because to me it's so small. I mean, it's not so clear like some other videos that I see. It says subscribe with a big you know, sign. That was the biggest I could, that was the size, allotted size that I could choose. I wonder how it looks from your end. Have I lost you guys? Everybody's gone quiet. Or that's it. We have a exclusive group today. Only what? 5 people? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I know it's a bit later than usual, but for North America it's pretty good timing. 3 o'clock. Almost, you know, 2:45 in West Coast, which is 5:45 in East Coast. Could be the right timing, but guess not. Aha, good. My tea is all herbal. It's just hibiscus, pomegranates, raspberry, and things like that. They're very tasty, actually. It's like a fruit combo, but no sugar. So how many of you guys have had a chance to look at the recent video I have uploaded and not part of the live talk trimmings. I'm talking about the one that is titled How to Stop OCD Thinking. And I wonder if you guys have had a chance to take a look at the what is thought in 4 parts. I have a 4-part video on the topic thought. What is thought? And another video I have what is thinking. These are very important videos that I think it would be helpful to you for better understanding your psyche, to take a look at them. How to stop OCD thinking. What is thought? Comes in 4 parts. Each of them like 8-9 minutes. And then what is thinking? Now suddenly I got loads of questions here. Looks like there was a delay. That's why it looked like there's no activity here. Jack says hi. Hello, Jack. David says, I'm on mobile, so it's a little small. I see. Jack says, loving the t-shirt, Mehran. Thank you. Yeah, it's one of my favorite t-shirts. I love these Tommy Bahamas t-shirts. I mean, kind of dress shirts. First time I got to see them was in Hawaii. They have a store right in Ka'anapali, in the Lahaina, the Whalers Village Mall. I have a nice store there, and the first time I saw it there, I really liked their shirts. So once in a while I get them when I can. This one is an old one. I've turned it into you know, kind of home shirt. The problem is when you send it to be cleaned at dry cleaners, they use such a hot iron that the sides kind of get worn out. So that's the concern. Anyhow, enough about my shirt. Let's let's see what we have here. Mark says, I got lucky with a girl I met yesterday. What does that mean? Oh, it's not what I think it means. So out of character for me, haha. We had a great chat during the night and have arranged to go to a gig in 5 weeks. The thing is how to build a sparks. The thing is how to build the sparks and attraction until then. Oh, you don't build the attraction. You just be yourself, because that's the whole idea. You know, no matter how much you put icing sugar on a cake, eventually you would have to fork into the ingredient, the main part of the cake, and that's when you will eventually decide yes or no. So if from the beginning there is not much icing, so it can be clear what the ingredients, the actual quality of the cake is, then it's a safe journey, because there will be no negative surprises later on when you actually get into the ingredient of the cake, because it was apparent from the beginning. And then you would, you know, clearly make a decision right off the bat, rather than the icing make you look like, oh, it's really delicious, sweet and all that, and then later on you decide, oh, that's not for me. So just be yourself. Don't overdo it. Don't try too hard. Be nice, be cordial, be kind, but don't try to be a clown or just overly excited. And even if you are, keep it inside you. Just be, you know, normal level of excitement. And reciprocate what's coming to you rather than just putting too much. You know, no matter how delicious a dish is that you've cooked up, if you put too much of that on the plate of your, you know, friend or your family, they may not finish it all. They may actually say, oh, gee, man, it's too much. So put enough so it'll be tasty, but yet they still want more. You see, that's why when you go to expensive restaurants, you see this big plate with beautifully designed little amount of food. It's going to cost you $1,000, but it's a little amount of food, but it's very delicious. So by the time you finish it, you still want more, and that's the whole key. The same thing in relationships. You got to be a little bit artistic in the way of presentation. You don't just, even though the honest way is just, lay it all on the table. Here it is. This is how I am. But a human being is not designed that way. They still are not so sure of themselves, or they're not so confident to accept the totality of something, as wonderful as it could be. They still want to be in kind of a mystery or crave for more of a good thing. So you dish it out in small portions. So if you want to be very nice, be nice. Like if you want to buy something extraordinary, buy it extra, but not extraordinary. You know what I'm trying to say? Just enough to show your care, interest, and kindness. But when you overdo it, then it kind of creates a little bit of a question in their mind that, why is he overdoing it? Maybe he's trying too hard. Maybe he's not so good, because they don't have enough confidence in themselves to think that, well, there's such a wonderful person, and this person is so interested in them, wants to express the emotions. So in moderations, everything in moderation, and see how it comes back, and then you reciprocate until the point that these onslaughts, these beginnings, openings have passed, and you guys get to know each other a little bit more, and you like each other on consciousness level now. You're bonded on that level rather than just the aesthetics. And then you have a relationship. Then you can go all out and do all the best you can for each other, and so on and so forth. Otherwise, at the beginning, slowly get into the story. Like any good movie, doesn't give you the whole ending of the movie, just little by little. You know what I'm trying to say. So Jack says it's 22:46 here in UK. Yeah, it's a bit late for Europe, I'm sure. But I had stuff to do, and and I was doing stuff. Did I say that? I had stuff to do and I was doing stuff. It's really clear way of communication. And so Mark says she gets lots of attention on social media, and I want to stand out. No. My suggestion is don't, because when you stand out, then nobody's looking for you. But imagine if there's a garden, there's all kind of trees, and they're mostly, or flowers, they're mostly different, they're obvious, they're just standing out. But there's one that you actually knew of, but you can't see it. So you'll be focused on finding that one tree, or that one plant, that one flower. So your attention will be focused to that, and you will ignore the ones that are standing out. So it has a different effect. It's a different tactic. Don't try to stand out. Just small dosage. Send a normal thing. Do not show over excitements, especially on social media. You already met her. You already have plans. So small amounts. Do not compete. Let her pursue you as well as you pursue her. Just be nice, thoughtful, but not, not too artistic. Just let it be normal, natural. Reciprocate rather than constantly show off. Don't. Be just yourself. let others try to stand out, because they will be not focused on. Imagine everybody wants to stand out for this girl, so they're gonna be doing this and that, and she's already interested in you. So if you also start competing, you're bringing yourself in the level of the others, and she will look at you as she looks at the others. But when you still keep yourself away, she'll look at you as special. Well, these are tricks of the trade. I can't go any further than that. That's all you get. The rest is up to you. Ella says, I have a question. Give me a moment. All right. Ella says, I have a question. Why would an ex keep in touch with you? I mean, sending random text images even if you don't respond. I'm going to tell you something that is usually boys can understand, but perhaps it is only fair, since you're part of my subscribers, to help you out of these little secrets that most women may not be aware of, while many could be. When you have an ex, and the ex out of the blue, and it's already established it's an ex, like time has passed, it's not like a week or two after. When the ex suddenly out of the blue texts you or sends you a picture of some kind, it could have many reasons, but one of the many reasons, not necessarily limited to this, what I'm about to say, but one of the many reasons could be that he simply sexually arose, and the one that he's thinking is the most recent relationship, which is naturally the way it is, and that would be you. And he thinks that he loves you, or he thinks that it would be a good idea to contact you, because he's just horny and not really have clear intentions of getting back together, or resolving any issues between the two, or compromising, or any change of whatever that was the trouble. It's just he's horny. And the best thing is what you did, just don't answer, because if it's an ex, it's an ex. Now, girls won't do that usually, won't you know, text out of the blue to the ex, because they have a feeling that when they text, then they're giving a signal that they want to be pursuing something. Usually girls, when they text, it's just emotional, it's not necessarily sexual at all. They beat on a different cylinders, you know, they think differently. But most often when the guys send you a text to an ex, especially if it's middle of the night or late at night, they're just horny, so ignore it. So, so I hope that would be helpful. Ella. And remember, guys, you're supposed to let me know where you're tuning in from, how old you are, and if it's not clear, let me know if it's you're a man or a woman. I'd appreciate it. Mark says, I guess it's a psychological game to stand out from other men. Yeah, it is, but let it be natural. Let the woman choose you, as you choosing her is not enough. And if you want her to choose you on good conscience, don't stimulate it too much. Don't show yourself up. Let her feel your absence. Sometimes by feeling your absence, she is more interested than keep seeing you present. Okay, now I've said enough on this topic of let's go here. Nasser says, I'm actually making organic green tea. Ah, organic green tea. Sounds good. I haven't had real tea from tea plant for a long time, black, green, or anything. I've reduced the amount of caffeine. Just decided to do that. As much as I love tea, I can't even remember how it tastes because I've been having these herbal teas now. Chamomile and this one and so on. Rob, hello Rob. Bob says, hello sir. How was a law enforcement officer? How was a law enforcement officer and had a stroke? How or I? How was a law enforcement officer and had a stroke on duty in my patrol car? My wife walked out on me while I was bedridden. Oh, I see. After 9 years of marriage, and I do not want her back. Aha. But I think you mentioned this last time that she is contacting you and she wants to come back to you now that you've, you know, you're okay. Is that? I wonder if yeah, and I think I remember I wrote, I think it was the last question after I had already said, you know, goodbye to the live stream. And then I typed in for you, I said, why not? If you think it's okay, take her back. If that is what you feel is comfortable for you. Something like that, I responded. But I don't know if you saw that or not. And Rob continues, but she has tried numerous times to come back and only leave me feeling worse. Oh, she keeps coming back and leaving. I see. Well, you don't need that nonsense, right? Who does? I think maybe you know the answer. I think the relaxation and tranquility and quality of life is more important for you than having a companion that you can't rely on. You want more tranquility, healthy lifestyle, which includes mind and body both. And the last thing you want is some partner keep coming to your life and then she leaves when things are not to her liking or whatever her issues may be or expectations may be. So decide which one is better, to have a free, clear, relaxed, orderly life, a daily life, or just lay beside someone and possibly have to deal with issues that need not to be there, need not to be concerned of. And that should be the basis of your decision making on this topic, I believe. Rob. So I don't see any follow-up on that. So I move on to the next question. Jack says, who watches the watcher is another great video. Yes, 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 yes. The quality of life, watcher and the watched, controller and controlled, observer and observed, the meaning of love, something like that is the name of that title, that video. It is the title of that video, and that's a very good video. Lord Simon says, I broke up 2 months ago. I am going in the university and met many girls and meet what? Okay, okay, I understand. And you meet many girls. Should I start a new relationship? Yeah, of course. Why not? What are you waiting for? Invitation? There was this lady driver in Paris, in one of the streets in Paris, on a stoplight, and as she was waiting there, the light turned green, but she was still waiting there. So the polite police, French police comes and says, Madame, what are you waiting for? An invitation? This joke was geared to show the difference between the approach of the police in different countries, and it had in other parts of it started showing that you know how the approach of a police of one country in same circumstance was, what would they say, and eventually when it got to the French police, that was the answer, which was pretty interesting to me. And here it is for you. So what are you waiting for? Are you waiting to graduate and get a job and what? Have a house and everything is set and then go ask a girl out? This is the time you want to ask a girl out in your university. Of course. What are you waiting for? What do you think that was? So you broke up. There's no sin for you to go and pursue other relationship, but just go and have fun, be friends, get to know them. Don't have an agenda that you want to take them to bed and that's your motivation to go to meet a girl. No, meet a girl, see what she likes, what life is about for her, what it is for you, share things that you have in common, the courses you're taking. Just converse, just live, rather than with an agenda. It's always more fun when you're just meeting the person for the quality of that mind, that personality. And then if it leads to something else, it's great. But if you go with that notion of, oh, this is what I want to accomplish, and it's either disappointing or exciting, and it's all based on you attaining or not achieving what the objectives that you had set out for that date. Don't have any objectives. Just go interact, interchange of quality of you know, energy. That's all. Now, Rob says, okay, no, we did that. Classica says, good evening, thanks for yesterday advice about first date. It went really well today. Okay, good. Delighted to hear that. Lord Simon says, or is it better to stay alone? No. Why? You will be alone eventually, as everybody could be, or you could be alone eventually at some point in your time, at least for a while. And no need to rush that. No need to expedite that. So go have fun. You're at your age that you got to get to know people. You know, don't look for the final girl that you want to get married. Just go interact. Be cordial, be nice, be a gentleman, be yourself, have fun, laugh, and be silly and be serious when it depends on what the occasion is. But don't have an agenda. And just enjoy the company and see what happens. Majid says, Shab Bakhair, Mehran Jan. Shab Bakhair, Majid. Shab Bakhair in Farsi means good evening. Bakhair means may it be safe. Something like that sort. May it be of good fortune. And Shab means night. So Shab Bakhair means good evening. May your evening be of safe kind. Well, thank you, Majid. Same to you, dear. Majid says, just want to let you know, thank you for advice. Without it, I would have gone into today's meeting with the wrong mentality. Ah, good. I don't know what advice I gave you, but I'm glad that it worked. I also learned something incredible from my growth and relationship growth. Please allow me to share it. If not, I hope I haven't come across rude or arrogant. No, not at all. What is it that you want to share? There's nothing here. I don't say it here. I don't see it here. Okay, I guess we'll see it when you share it. Jack says, lots of icing can make us feel sick. Yeah, that's right. Christina VC. Hello, Christina. She says, hello, hi, Mehran. And she says, female 25 from New York. Oh, the Big Apple. From New York City. I broke up, she says, with my boyfriend of 4 years about 5 months ago. All right. Well, that's about the right time. You were 21 and very young to have a really serious relationship for the usual Western societies. Traditionally, you know, it's too early for a long-term relationship at age 21. So I guess it must have been the right time. And she says, about 5 months ago, I broke up with her boyfriend. She broke up with her boyfriend of 4 years, 5 months ago. I realized, she says, that we were not connecting in consciousness level and we had different plans. All right. And Christina continues. For the future, common plans for the future, same plans for the future. It really hurts me because I loved him, even though I know it was the right decision. I still miss him after all these months. Thank you so much. I love your videos and your book. Oh, okay. So you have my book, Christina. Good. And I appreciate the fact that you enjoy the videos. And I got a plug here. Please do share it on your social media and help us to grow. I'm convinced that our contents are second to none. And I receive emails of appreciation of different kinds every day in numbers. So I finally believe that, yes, we are making difference and the content is something extraordinary. And I'm delighted. And I'm delighted that you, Christina, and many others are enjoying the channel and finding it helpful. Now, in regards to the fact that you say you think you made the right decision and you still love the guy and you miss it. Well, this is natural. That missing someone after a breakup must not mean to you that it was a wrong decision. Missing someone after a breakup, whether you're a boy or a girl, doesn't mean that the person was the right choice for you. The missing a person after a breakup, it's natural, normal, because you're a human being with emotion. The whole relationship was based on energy exchange, created memories, and created a certain order due to certain mechanical processes that you guys were going through, created in a certain order. And the mind is seeking order for it to relax and find a home and stop being agitated or moving around. And that order comes about through a certain number of daily mechanical processes. And together, you guys, each one of you, before you met, you had a different order, a single life order, having been created through certain behavior and certain actions and activities that you routinely took every day. We call it mechanical process. You get up, wash your teeth in a certain way, clean up, have your tea or coffee or breakfast in a certain way, or stop at a certain place for that. Then you go to your work maybe, or your school. You interact with this and that, meeting this and that. Then you go to a gym, or you belong to a certain group or syndicate or whatever it is that your job description is, or your interests are. You go to a certain, I don't know, concert or activity of your choice. These are the mechanical processes, people you interact with, places you go, things you do, and that creates a certain kind of an order. And you each had a certain kind of an order before you guys met. When you guys met, your order was interfering with his order, and his order was interfering with your order. So you were meeting and facing with disorder in your life because of the other person's mechanical processes, hence the order was interfering with the way your norm was. And that was for both of you from both sides. And eventually you guys compromised, discussed things or figured out things, and you came up with a certain mechanical processes that was dual, like was for both of you. Through both of you accomplished that change, modified those things that you were doing on daily basis or weekly basis or monthly basis. Those mechanical processes became specific to you two, and it took two to create that, all those activities through which a new order was born. It wasn't your old order when you were single, and it wasn't his order when he was single. It was a new order which was created by the cooperation of both of you, and a new order was born. And you guys got used to that. Not for 1 or 2 months, for 5 years or 4 years, you said. Which means you're conditioned with that order. Your mind seeks and finds the elusive psychological security, or the security, so to speak, let's say, in that order that you both created after a while. Abandon your own single way of life, single order, single style of order that you had before you guys met each other. Now you've broken up again, which means the new order that you had created together is broken up. And you cannot replace that and mimic that or copy that order now that you're single again, just as you two had made it to be when you guys were together. Why? Because that particular order took two people to create it. And no matter how much you try to copy it through the mechanical processes, because they're all changed, you can't, because it was two of you having different mechanical processes, compromised it, and through which you created a new order. Now, you cannot create that order that you had when you guys were together. So, you're missing the order. It's not that you're really missing him, which probably it is in a big part as well, because you have memories with him and you were used to that whole 4 years, and these are going to be a bit challenging for a bit of time. But one of the other things that is mostly effective or having a hand in how you feel, the missing part, is not just the person itself. Is also the order that was created by both of you, and you get conditioned to live your life and your daily life based on those set of parameters which had created that order. Now you're missing. That's going to take a while until you learn to have a single life order again like you had before, and then you will be happy again, because then your order has changed. And when your order is changed from the order when you guys were together to a single order which you would create in a while eventually, then the elements of missing would be reduced. The potency of the missing feeling that you have right now will be reduced, because right now that missing feeling is a combination of the person and the order. But once you create and establish a new order for yourself in life, and you be happy with all those things that you will be doing, hence your mind has created and seeks refuge and finds security in the new order in your single life, then your missing part of feelings that you have will diminish only to that person. And by that time, you're not thinking about those memories and the person as often as you did, so drastically that whole feeling of missing will diminish, and eventually by creating new activities and projects and goals and aspirations and whatever it is that you get involved in, you will be riding into the sun happy and strong with a new set of wings and new set of eyes on the horizon to see what is awaiting you as new. All right, I hope that was something helpful to you, Christina. David, Dallas, Texas 23. Thank you, David. Always so prompt on that. Ella says, thank you. I'm 20 years old. I'm from Romania. Okay, Ella. You're welcome. Now, we have 21 of you guys on live stream right now. May I ask you all to click on like if you're enjoying the live stream, because that's the only way that it can help the channel. The more likes we have, the more we're recognized by the YouTube algorithm, and we sure need it as hell to be recognized and visible more and be able to reach more people and offer whatever we are sharing to more people around the world. So we have Emmanuel says, hello Mehran. Hello Emmanuel. Emmanuel says, I was wondering, how can I develop the willpower to exercise and eat better? It's easy to do it for a week, but anything beyond that is quite troublesome. I think because one of the things that can help you is to focus on the benefits of what you're doing, not on what you're doing. What you're doing is a replacement of eating all the food that you used to. Now you're saying, oh, I'm eating this. Why am I? Oh, and you say, oh, this is not enough. I want more. Because why? Because eating is certain kind of a meditation, certain kind of encouragement and direction for the mind to focus on one thing. And everybody is looking for that elusive psychological security and tranquility through which could be observed, could be attained through bringing order and security to the mind. And mind would like to be decreasing its ripple before it can feel relaxed. And one of the ways to do that is through meditation. And meditation is focusing on one thing. Nothing is also one thing. And that's why when you exercise, like play tennis, soccer, or basketball, or volleyball, whatever it is that you play, you feel very relaxed afterwards because your mind, through the exercise, was only thinking about one thing, to play that soccer, or the tennis, or the badminton, or basketball, volleyball, whatever it was. So that the fact that it was only focusing on one thing would act like a meditation to the mind, and the mind becomes relaxed. Now, another one thing, focusing on one thing, is when you eat. That's why many people keep eating, because they want to bring tranquility and relaxation to their mind through decreasing the ripples and activities of the mind being active and creating images and processing and so on. So they want relaxation for it. And eating is one way of mind to be focusing on nothing but the eating, the one thing. You know, the taste, how it is, the enjoyment, the pleasure of it. So eating, if you focus on the fact that you're not eating as much and you want to eat more because you want to bring that tranquility and relaxation of the mind, achieve that through eating, then you would fail, because that's kind of disappointing to you that you can't eat as much as you used to bring relaxation and comfort to your active mind. But when you translate what you're doing to the result of it, to the purpose of it, that I'm doing this so I'll be fitter. So then translate that further. So I'll have a better ability to enjoy my exercise. And you've translated that further. So the girls would look at me with a different interest, or possibly will look at me more, or possibly just look at me. So you interpret the result and the benefits and the reason, motivation of this diet, and then that becomes meaningful. You have a goal whenever, every time you think, oh, I want to eat more, it's hard to stick with the regimen that I had, you will quickly understand why you're doing it. The benefits: you're going to be fitter, enjoy the sports better, The girls will look at you, you feel better about yourself, you feel more confident. So all these things would give you reasons why you want to continue that more than a week or two, and so on and so forth. Focusing on that will be very helpful in order to stay on course. Well, as you know, it's been over a month that I have been on a special exercise and diet. I chose all vegetarian, only a bit of a like about 28 grams of vegetable protein with no sugar, with vegetable juice, and the juice is like celery and parsley and spinach and things like that. Maybe 1 ounce of apple juice in it, just a little bit of a taste, but no other sugar. And that's my breakfast, or maybe an egg or two on different days, either this or that. And that's it for the day. Maybe a few berries during the day, or a few nuts if I get hungry, but that's it. Then I go for exercise, weight training in the gym, and then cardio. And then I come home and I have my meal, which is a bunch of beans and maybe a few onions and tomatoes and beans and curcumin mixed with some mushrooms. And last night I actually added some vegetables into the mix, and maybe some barley, just a little bit for texture. And that's it. I eat that, and then again nothing till morning, that little shake. And then, so you can see, instead of 2,600 calories a day, which is necessary for me to keep my weight, I'm doing with somewhere between 900 to 1,400 calories a day. So I'm dropping 1,000 calories a day minimum. And that is difficult, isn't it? But thinking about the benefits of it, the effects of it on my blood pressure, which I aimed to lower and at my age, and found it necessary because I don't want to go on medicine, and focusing on the benefits of it for the cholesterol level and energy level and health, and enjoying my exercises and, you know, hitting my targets and whatnot. I want to, you know, be active. So those benefits motivates me, and it's been not just a week, it's been over a month. And for me, I'm not thinking of any other kinds of eating. I'm happy with it. Why? Because I'm focusing on its benefits. I can see I've dropped 15 pounds in about 20 days, 25 days, 22 days. And that's what I focus on, to keep that regimen going, and the purpose of it would be for health. So when you focus on the purpose of what you're doing, that will help you to accomplish your special diet and exercise regime and meet your goals. So I hope that would be a motivation for you. In other words, if I can do it, you can do it. Go for it. All right. Yes. Ella also makes a good observation. Yes. Sports is very good to enjoy the workout. Rob says, I'm 53 years old and caught her cheating on me before she left. And she started dating a week after she left. Rob says, thank you for answering my question. You're quite welcome, Rob. Make life easy and simple. Do not try to replace tranquility, relaxation, and healthy lifestyle for pleasure. Pleasure does not solve problems. Pleasure acts as an escape from duties and responsibilities or necessary things that we need to attend to. If pleasure is a treatment you give to yourself because you have conducted and completed your responsibilities and duties, and the pleasure is not escape, is just what it is, pleasure, then it's great. But if you try to get involved and bring pleasure to yourself through different activities, just so that you won't have to think about the things you have to accomplish and responsibilities and duties, well, that then you become addicted to the pleasure, because it's always good to escape and not have to face the music or face what you have to accomplish, whether it's your job or lack of money or lack of studying or problems that you have. And the pleasure occupies your mind and gives you a certain kind of an atmosphere where you don't even care about anything because you're happy through pleasure, and that paves the floor, the grounds for you to become addicted to that pleasure. Now, if that pleasure is chosen as something that is detrimental to your health, then you're going to be addicted, because you chose pleasure to solve your problems and not to actually attend to your duties, but to solve it in a way of escaping from it. Because at the time of pleasure, you're so high in whatever it is you're doing that you don't even care whether that pleasure is smoking a cigarette or smoking other things or using substances or alcohol, or it is a pleasure of, I don't know, running around after pursuing girls or having sex all the time. And these pleasures will still not solve your problem, but just keeps you away from attending to your responsibilities. And for that, you will keep doing more of it, which that brings addiction to you. And lo and behold, you could get addicted to something terrible, not just like sports or sex. You could get addicted to substances that you've been using to escape from your challenges, and that's a disaster on its own. So be careful that it is better to have tranquility and simple lifestyle, healthy lifestyle, than incorporating pleasure into it and get addicted to that pleasure, and that by itself becomes a negative effect on your life. All right, let's talk to Rishav. Rishav says, my name is Rishav, 20, from India. Hello, Rishav. Must be very late for you there. It's my time to focus on my future, and I think that girls are a distraction. My mind says to ignore every girl. Also, I consider them as a stress or troublemakers. Well, you know, you got to see that what is the intention of you for a relationship and the intention of the girls that you meet. Naturally, different cultures have different intentions at different ages, and it is not hard to think that girls at ages of 20, 25, 26, in that range, are focusing on marriage and a serious relationship, and they are keeping their eyes open for the best opportunities. So naturally, if you get into a relationship with a girl of your choice, she may or may not be loyal for a long relationship, because she's looking to provide for better opportunities for herself, and in some ways, still in some families, that would mean finding a better guy for themselves, which means you will eventually face with breakups and so on, and that's part of life. So if you understand that, you may decide to want to be single, but at the same time, you're young. You're supposed to be in a relationship and experience breakups and see how it makes you feel, learn from it, and be educated in the art of interacting with women and learning from what your experience is, what relationship is, what their expectations is, and so on and so forth. So it could be beneficial to you to have a relationship, but be able to ride it out when it breaks up, and you don't be devastated thinking that was the last chance or the last hope or the last bit of pleasure or last good relationship or last good choice you could have. because none of that is correct. There are millions and millions of wonderful women and choices out there. If one doesn't work out, there will be another choices for you, as there would be other choices for the girl. Neither one are really bad necessarily if they're both decent and good people. It's just that they're not a good match for each other. And sometimes it takes a while for it to show itself. And when it does, don't think it's a devastation or end of the world. It just means, yeah, this was one of those things that for one reason or another was not a match for both of you or for one of you. So on that note, don't deny yourself from a relationship, but don't take it too seriously at this age if you want to be focused on attending to your life and building a life, and then looking seriously for a serious relationship. Understand that your purpose of being in a relationship at this age, 20, is not the same as the same age girl who wants to be in a relationship with you. Most probably she's looking for something different than you're looking for. You want to build your life, prepare yourself for your life, educate yourself, get a job and this and that, and focus on the things you got to accomplish. She's doing the same, but at the same time she's also looking for a husband. And you're not at the age to have anything to do with marriage. You're too young. So, which means she being at the same age as you are, you being too young to get married, but she would be expected from the society she's raised in to get married as soon as possible from age 20 onwards, which would mean she would eventually break it up with you. So if you go into it knowing these things, you wouldn't be so devastated. You would think of it as a normal duration of such relationships, and you'll be fine with it. Then you'll go on and focus more on your work and studies and plans, and find another girlfriend, and so on and so forth, until you're at the age that you're ready and accomplished to look for a serious relationship, to end it with however it is that you have your mind to pursue it and continue it and develop it into. All right, let's move on to June ER. She says, hello, male, 33 years, Belgium. Oh, bonjour, oh, bonsoir. Comment ça va aujourd'hui? Oh, ce soir. All right, and he says, how you think about marriage, a relationship between cousin and niece, if they like each other? Ah, I don't know. I don't know if genetically is too close or it's far enough, depending on what is it, first cousin, second cousin, because I can't imagine how far you guys are. If it's far enough, it's okay, but if it's like first cousin of each other, I think that's too close for, you know, blood type and compatibility of the stuff. But if you're like, you know, I don't know, your father's sister's brother's daughter or son, and the other one's that far the other way, and if you're like that would be just fine. I think that would be just perfectly fine. But having said that, the main problem would be if you're actually getting involved with a family member that you guys, what happens if you guys break up? That'll be a funny thing. Like, you guys still see each other because you're close family. You know, it's not like you're like you know, far away family member. You're close family. That's not a good idea. I don't know. Like, let us know how it goes. Okay. Lord Simon says, thank you. Rishabh says, but I got weak knees. I'm attracted to every other girl. Well, of course you are. I want to avoid it. I want to be focused on my studies. You can be focused on your studies. Just understand what I said, and on that note, you'll be fine. How can I be focused on my goals and not be attracted to a girl? Why should you not be attracted to a girl? You can do both. You're at the age that you should have a girlfriend. You should be attracted. You should go out and experience all that, as I explained to you just above, recently. I mean, not above, recently. Lord Simon says, I love your videos and I'm sharing them with my friends. I thank you very much, Simon. Very kind of you. Murray says, 55 male, Canada Center. Hello. Hello, Murray. Hope you're doing well. Rishabh says, I know it's impossible to avoid attraction, but for me, my future comes first. Yeah, but there is no future. It's only now, right now. And at this moment, you're a student, and you better enjoy talking to girls. There's no problem with that. If it didn't work out, so it didn't work out. Just don't get devastated. Fall back on your studies and continue what you were doing. They both can go hand in hand. It's healthy. You shouldn't be alone just until it's finished. Because you know what happens when you have no experience or nothing? Then you're too excited, and the first girl you meet after your graduation, you're going to marry her because you just can't wait anymore. The hormones and the whole idea of being with a girl is going to drive you nuts. And you know what? It also could be not so easy for you to study when you're so constantly focused on trying to avoid thinking about girls, which brings them more into your attention. But if you have a girlfriend, then you at least have that part taken care of, and you know, you guys like each other, and you'll have sex, and you'd be, balanced in a way to focus even better on your studies. But you have to be able to manage it, both of you. And if there is any drama, well, that's part of life. You can't escape all these, boyfriend, girlfriend dramas, things that happen, breakups and makeups and all. That's part of it. It's university time. Enjoy it. Don't be too hard on yourself. Just manage it. See it clear. All right. Lord Simon says, you give me great help during the past months. You gave me great help during the 2 past months, and I really appreciate it. Greetings from Rome, Italy. Oh, buongiorno. Or buonasera. I think it's buonasera right now. It's nighttime there, right? Good. Good. Majid said, so I spoke last night about my mom's involvement and me not staying with her. She told me today she wants me to stay around for 3 days a week or it won't work. She wants to get to know me before potential marriage. I flipped out at first, thinking how demanding and selfish. Then I realized before I wouldn't even stay one night, even if she asked in a begging way. This girl is giving me one more chance and being honest with me, needing to trust. There's a hell of a lot. I lost you. There's a hell of a lot of blindness in me, but day by day I'm getting stronger with expert advice from people like you. Okay. All right. Well, you have to remember, in a relationship, just because two people like each other, that doesn't mean they both are heading the same direction. Your intention for a relationship and a boy's intention for a relationship could be different than the girl's intention for that relationship. She might be in a relationship because she wants to get married, because she wants to have family. You might be in a relationship because you want to have a girlfriend. You want to have sex and experience, a good relationship. Again, there are many other intentions from both sides in a given relationship, but we're just talking about one difference that the boy and the girl could have in a chosen relationship. So, on top of the fact that this man and woman like each other, should like each other and meet each other's standards, they also got to have the same intention for being in a relationship. Otherwise, it will not work. Obviously, she's serious and she knows what she wants. She wants to get married. And I don't know where you are at. If the direction of the intention of the relationship is the same, well, great. If it's not, it has to be discussed. So, and if you are in a place where you are ready to get married, well, to understand that when a girl wants to get married and she makes it clear, it is not unlikely that she would want to expedite that plan through getting pregnant. So you must have a clear talk with each other to make sure that marriage would be the result of the desire of both in the same level, rather than a position that you're being put at, or one is being put at by you know, the girl getting pregnant, and or the guy wanting to get married and kind of tricks in a way that she gets pregnant. So this should be considered and discussed, so you guys will be clear on the intentions of being together, and then together we'll figure out how things should go. And obviously she seems to be very honest, and she's telling you exactly what she wants. She wants to be with her in her apartment 3 nights a week, and she's looking for marriage. So she's giving you an honest picture of what she's looking for. So the rest of it, I'm sure you guys will figure it out. Ramon says, have to agree, you're the best on YouTube. Thanks from Orlando, Florida. Oh, thank you very much for the kind word, Ramon. I appreciate that. Now you solve the dilemma then with your comment. Then tell me, why is it that some channels who are not even nearly following or covering topics and the quality of contents that we have on this channel, but they have 800,000, 500,000 subscribers, and I, after 5-6 years, have just hit 15,100. If you can solve that mystery, because I am, like you, convinced that the topics and the contents of this channel is second to none. And I get it, I hear it, I receive emails on my Facebook, on my email address, on comments on the YouTube, on many different videos, constantly of high quality praise and appreciation. So I'm convinced that we have second to none content. However, where am I going wrong that after so many years our subscribers are only this many, where I have seen the history of other channels? This girl has a channel that I noticed she has 100,000 subscribers, and I checked the history of the channel, and she had started the channel in 2017, not even a year. And the contents, I watched a video or two of her, really is not something other than that she's good looking, that's all. So I don't know if people are looking for quality or looking for. Anyhow, let's go to the next, and we have Ramon, see if you can solve that mystery for me. But thank you very much. I appreciate you sharing the videos on social media if you are, and thank you for the kind words. Yash Nanda says, hello Mehran, sorry I'm late. No, this is not a classroom. You're not late. We're delighted to have you. And we have Alfred says, hello, I always have nightmares of my ex-mother of my three. Oh, I thought it said ex-mother-in-law. Oops. I always have, he says, I always have a nightmare of my ex-mother of my 3 children, 17-year relationships. Was she that horrible looking? Is what's going on? Why nightmares? What kind of nightmare? Okay, I hope you have a good sense of humor that you're laughing with me, because I'm laughing with you, not at the question, of course. We're just trying to be light and happy here and try to see things through. Alfred says that she's already living with another man, and sleeping in my bed. Oh, I see. You left the house then? Yeah, this is pretty painful. I understand. It's not a good picture, good image to have. But you know what? Focus on the fact that the world and this life, this journey, this experience of yours is not limited to your house or to your bed or to your ex to be with another man. These are just 2 people. Your mission in this life is to be the best father you can be for those children, and to pursue learning process in your life, what you're interested in, exchange emotions and interaction and exchange of energy between yourself and other good people, which they will appear and present themselves in your life. And the fact that life is not limited to one relationship or to one woman, and the fact that woman is not an angel, is a human being and has her own way of thinking and shortcomings. And this has led to this situation of her becoming an ex after 17 years, because obviously she couldn't understand her mission or her intention in this life, and could not consider herself important enough with the kind of life and responsibilities that she had. And she tried to fulfill that through some other activities, which one could be finding another guy and whatever, have sex or whatever else. But that has nothing to do with you. Her actions and behavior and reactions, her shortcomings and needs in life is not a reflection on you at all. So there's no reason to have a nightmare about it. In fact, I suggest you go ahead and go further than the nightmare. Actually picture her being in bed with another guy and having sex multiple times, and go through it and make that a normal thing for yourself and not a taboo, not something that would scare you. It's like when somebody is scared of a toy and you encourage them to play with that toy and just see that this is just a bloody toy, nothing else, has no capabilities. So when you picture all that, she's having sex and she's doing whatever that you think is a taboo with that new guy, and whatever life she's having, wherever it is, picture that and go further from it and see that, okay, that's not gonna do anything to you. It's just an image, and that's not a reflection on you. So when you get used to that, then you will look at her like you look at any other woman, because any other woman you look in town and you're attracted to them, well, they've had a relationship before you saw them, and you have no such images that you have about your ex right now. You look at them as someone, free human being who has had the right to be with anyone that she wanted to have been, and she has been. And now you see her in the street and you're attracted to her. You're not imagining her being in bed with somebody, but you know that has happened, So you should think the same way about her now. Just look at her as someone new. Look at her as someone that it's no longer part of you. It's just that you know who she is. And think of her that she's just like any other woman, has her own life and sleeps with someone and is in a relationship with someone. And that shouldn't stop you or, detour you from your way. You can have your own life and enjoy yours. Just focus on your work and your life and your children and be supportive, and don't look at her as a commodity that she's with another man. Okay, so she is. So big deal. Life doesn't start or end with her or what she does. She's just another entity. And she wish her well and give her the right to enjoy herself, or however it is, right or wrong, that she thinks it is, as long as she's being a good mother and responsible mother and doesn't bring inappropriate behavior in front of the children. But you don't care about the rest. You go have another girlfriend by yourself, and as soon as you have a good girlfriend, you will no longer give a shit about what she does or she doesn't. Just focus on your children and focus on being a good father that you can be, and live a good life. Don't let that pass away. She was a fragment, part of your life. She was not the entirety of her life, of your life. She has decided to sever that, and that's fine. That's her right. Respect her wishes and respect yourself as well. Focus on building your life, not what she's doing. And that's the way to your freedom. Now, let's look at what Yash Nanda says. Yash says, what would one do about the things that the ex gifted you? I want to throw it out because it's been liberating, but I feel I shouldn't. Yash says, also living in the moment is great, but what to do when you have to take decisions for the future, like a job or a goal? At the time, living in the moment feels contradictory and maybe also harmful. No, living in the moment doesn't mean you should be irresponsible and not take actions that would benefit you in the long run. Living in the moment means focus and full attention to what you're doing at the moment, which means if you're studying, focus on your studying. And then when you finish studying, you're with your girlfriend, then focus on the girlfriend. Or bring about a balance if both of you studying. Meaning be involved and pay full attention on what it is at hand, rather than when you're studying thinking about the girlfriend or what the future will hold, and when you're with the girlfriend worry about your studies and all that. So that's what we're talking about when we say living moment. Not that go and become an asshole or just be irresponsible or do whatever the shit it is that you do without thinking about how it's going to affect you or your future. That's not the meaning of it. Yash says, 22 years male from India, can you suggest ways in which we can take care of ourselves? Yeah, right now you should have probably finished university, or if you haven't, focus on that and eat right, exercise to your fitness level, and meditate if you can a little bit, and then focus on finding a good job for yourself. And then when you have these things a little bit balanced, then you can look for a companion, a girlfriend, and see where that goes and how that develops. But make sure to understand the consequences of your actions are known to you before you commit those actions, whatever it may be. Think about the consequences of it to you, to your family, to your society, and then decide if you want to pursue that or not. Otherwise, take it easy, enjoy your life. Kalani says, aloha my brother. Aloha Kalani. Hope your Sunday is going good. Mehran for president. Mahalo. Right now, right now, the presidency is not a reputable profession from what we see happening. At the moment, the standards are very low. So we hope that that profession, that office, will gain its respectable, natural respect eventually someday. Until then, I'm afraid I will decline such candidacy, pursuit of such candidacy. Okay, hope you're doing well, Kalani. Good to hear from you, and good to see that you're here with us. Let's see, where was I? Moray says, with I was 20 again, Rishabh. Oh, you're talking to Rishabh. Good night, Mehran. God bless. Jack says, good night, Jack. Rishabh, thank you so very much. You're welcome. Majid says, I also want to be in the relationship, and also look, we are going day by day. I see a day with 1,000 plus on the chat. God bless. Okay. Also, I'm a big fan of your son. I hope he's doing well also. Thank you, Majid. I appreciate that. Our aim should be to show this is like life coaching, because people think these topics are taboo and it seems seen as failure. We humans think failing it is scare, and it will be always with us. Totally untrue. This is how we can build the channel. Good, good, good. Moray says, you need to CGI yourself to look like Fabio, like guy. More subscribers. Yash Nanda. I don't know what Fabio like guy is, but I think it was funny that I should CGI my face. Yash Nanda says, God, I was laughing so hard when you said this is not a classroom. Yeah, I know, I know. Now, Lilith. That's been a long time, Lilith. Where have you been? It's been a year since my 10-year boyfriend woke up with me, Lilith says. Why can't I forget him completely and move on? You don't have to forget someone to move on. Why do you have to wait to forget someone to move on? Why should you forget? You're equipped to remember things. We record things 24/7. It is not about forgetting someone. It's about focusing on what your life is all about. Otherwise, remembering things is good, because it also reminds you of the lessons that you learned from that memory, and you will see where it can be useful, where it cannot. So remembering your memories, as long as you remind yourself that this is a memory and you should not think of it as an actuality or to be submerged into it too far, then you'll be fine. You'll think of it and say, okay, great, but hey, this is reality, that's memory, that's dead. I don't want to waste my time in the memory and be occupied with something that is no longer in existence, memory of the past relationship. And I want to focus on the now, on the life, as it's happening, as what I can produce and what I can be involved in the efforts that I'm making. And then you're okay. So you don't have to forget. Just focus on what you're focused on. Life, today. And not on dead stories and memories of the past. And that automatically will vanish because you will condition yourself to focus on the now, on what's at hand, what you're making efforts to accomplish, what you're producing, what you're trying to attain, what you're trying to achieve, what your goals are. You will be focusing on what you're trying to create. That naturally will take your focus and mind away from the memory banks and will focus you here, so you wouldn't be remembering things that are in your memory but you're not calling them out. So let's go to, and of course, Lilith, if you go on my channel and click on the How to Move On playlist, I think I have a playlist called How to Move On, and you will be able to see many videos on that. And hopefully, again, as I mentioned before, soon, when, I don't know, maybe in a couple of months or sooner, when my programmer eventually completes the work on the choice that I would put on my site, mindthatseekstruth.com, you'll be able to click on a package that is called the Ultimate Breakup Cure, and then that will lead you, when you purchase that package, it will lead you to a private playlist which you can watch, and that would have 60 selected videos that would put you on the right track and push you to move on, help you to move on after your breakup, because we have like over 1,200 and counting videos on this channel, and nobody knows which one to watch first. It's all random. So now that I have created all these 60 videos, and there would be newer videos added to the playlist as you go on, even though you pay for it once, but you will be having new videos as I put on, and it's relevant to moving on. It will be added to that playlist, and you will always be able to watch it. So once that's done, then that whole package would help people who are just experiencing breakups to watch the relevant videos right off the bat and get a push start to move them out of the pit they've parked in with sad and sorrow and not understanding what's happening to them. So in the meantime, let's go back to Yash. Says, I just wanted to say that the channel is awesome and it's one of a kind. It doesn't get as much subs though. I don't know email marketing, newsletter, ads is related, blogs might help. Yeah, but I don't know how to do blogs and stuff like that. I think it probably takes me 20 years before I get to 100,000 subscribers. But we will continue. Yash says, thank you, Mehran. It's good talking to you. My pleasure. And Yash adds, although you missed my first question, what to do about the gift from the ex? The gift. It depends on how long has it been. If it's been long enough, like the breakup is already past, you know, I don't know, a few months, and you guys know that definitely you guys are not getting back together, the hell with it. Throw everything out. Give it away. Give it to, I don't know, hospitals or children if it's a toy, or if it's other things that is useful to somebody. Just give it away. Somebody that you don't know, not somebody that you know and you keep seeing that they're using it. No. Or just throw them out. Garbage. Finished. Done. Free. No big deal. Don't keep that for memories. Memory of what? Don't worry about it. Lilith says, thank you so much. I would definitely do. Okay, guys. Looks like we have hit all the... Oh, have we? Or not? Oh, no, we haven't. Have we? I think we have. Yeah, we have hit all the questions. And again, thank you very much for spending your time with me. And I enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. And had your tea or beverage, favorite beverage with you. And oh, there is one person who just asked a question before we say goodbye, and that's Bartos. Says hello. Bartos says, I just came here. Can I ask you for help? Go ahead. I can answer another question. Ramon says, okay, 11-year marriage, wife cheated. She's pregnant. How do I cope? So, is it, Ramon, are you saying your 11-year marriage with your wife, she now cheated with somebody else and she's pregnant? Is that what you're saying? Were you broken up before she got pregnant, or she was still your wife when she cheated and got pregnant and then you guys broke up? Are you guys broken up yet? Oh, still your wife. You have other children? You have other children? Do you have any other children together? Like, do you have children? Okay, Bartos, right, I'll be here. You have 4 children, and she has gone and cheated on you, and she's now pregnant with that person's child. That's pretty fucked up, isn't it? Oh, who left the house? You left the house. Little detail, Ramon. So you left the house 5 months ago. What about your 4 children? What about your 4 children? Ramon, where are you from? Romania? I don't remember exactly, you know, I just forgot. Oh, Brooklyn. Oh, Jesus. And what about the 4 children? She's with her? They're with her? You live in Orlando, but you're from Brooklyn, and the kids are staying with you and her. I don't understand. You said you left 5 months ago, but you see, some of the kids are with you and some of the kids are with her. That's what you're saying. So you were living in Brooklyn with her, and then you, after the situation, you left to Orlando with, you both now live in Orlando. You're from Brooklyn, but both live in Orlando, and this happened, and then you moved out 5 months ago, and a couple of kids are with you and 2 of the kids are with her. Where is she making her money? How is she making money? And how do you make money? Do you have a job and everything is okay money-wise? Oh, both work at the same place. What is the age, Ramon, you and her both? Ah, you're very young. Have you, she was a manager and so was I. Manager of what? What kind of industry? Ramon says, I'm black, she's white, Irish, and found an Irish guy. Disgusting. Call center Verizon. Disgusting behavior on her part. Disgusting behavior on her part. Unacceptable. I mean, if she would have divorced you and then gone ahead and have a child with someone else, well, there's nothing wrong with it. That's her life and that's fine. But being in a marriage with children and then doing that is very unacceptable. Now, but it has happened. Okay. I think, Ramon, this would entail deserve a close discussion. If your finances are okay, why don't you make an appointment with me on my from my site mindthat6truth.com and click on talk to me for consultation, and I don't know, pick up a package that is suitable for you. If it's 1 hour, I'll double it to help out, so you get 1 hour and I give you 1 hour complimentary. Up to 1 hour I'll do that for you, and then we can discuss it and explore it together. And really there are lots of things that I need to ask, and we can explore it together. If that's something that is something you can do, I think it needs an attention. We got to get your feelings and emotions cleared up, and then together explore possibilities of what's the best avenue for you to enjoy your life again. In the meantime, focus on the fact that life is not ended. You're very young, 41. At 41, I was at the best time of my life, like strongest, best looking of my life, wise and experienced. And so I'm sure you at age 41, you're at the top of your game. So there's no problems there. All right. So I await for such appointment that we can discuss it further, because that would be an involved discussion. It wouldn't be good enough here. Let's see. We had another question from someone who wanted to write a question before I said goodbye, and that was Zerta. Zerta David says, hey, I'm planning on moving out in a year across the country. Would you consider on getting into any type of relationship on the meantime? I don't understand. You're saying that you're planning on moving out in a year across the country, and you're wondering if you should get into any kind of relationship now, since you know you're going to be moving away. Is that your question, is Zarta? It's not so clear for me. Well, if that's the case, well, be upfront with her and tell her that you are leaving in about a year across the country, and let her know so she will make a choice. She will make a informed choice about getting into that relationship or not. That should be clear, your intentions. Be honest with it. And then you have nothing on her conscience. They haven't done any misleading. Then see where it goes. Who knows? Maybe she'll travel with you, or you will manage. At least it will be clear for both of you. Okay, guys, I think this would be, let's see, this would be the end of our, there's more stuff here. Ramon says, thanks, going to definitely take you up on that. Look forward to it, Ramon. And then we have Bartos says, male 23, I'm 1.5 years after breakup, and yesterday when I meet with my friend, I noticed that the life has gone forward so much for that time. My friends are getting married, buy flats, they are adults. I noticed that since I broke up, I stayed in my self-development. My ex has new life, new friends, new life. According to me, it looks like I have stuck in the place of being 20-year-old guy. Nothing really changed in my life since that time. I feel like I have lost 1.5 years of life. So what? It's not lost, it's an experience. It's like saying, well, I lost the first 18 years of my life because I was a child. Well, so you were a child. It was necessary for you to go through that childhood and teenage life until you become 19 or 20 and start learning how to become an adult and experience other things and so on. And this was another 1.5 years of experience for you, and you will know that it doesn't pay off if you stay in your shell when adversity of such kind, a relationship breakup happens, and just sit on your ass and not move and sorrow and wallow and all that. Now you learn that in the hard way, but you're still, what, 21, 22? Get off your ass and go do things and make it up for yourself and advance in your life and explore and move and get a job or finish your studies and focus, and it's nothing happened, no big deal. If anything, you're wiser now. You got the experiences that those people don't have. Nothing is lost, really. You gained more wisdom, and you can use it for good and build a good life for yourself from now. And this 1.5 years was part of you coming to this stage and part of building a future life for yourself. That was the beginning of the foundation. You had to go through it, and you did. If you knew better, you wouldn't have, but you didn't. So now you know. So that was part of your learning process. Don't worry about it. Focus on the now, focus on the future, and continue and persevere to accomplish what you set out to accomplish, and you know it's good for you. Yash says, this is some great advice. Life begins at 40. Oh yeah, oh believe me. Well, but Rose says, male 23, another question, why it hurts so much when I see that my ex is happy in her life, her new life. It seems that I'm still sad, and I really envy her happiness. There's no why. You've chosen to be sad. There's no reason. There's no sin if you're happy. Nobody says you should stay sad. I have a video that says, who is telling you to remain sad? Who is telling you to stay sad? Watch for that video. And the other one says, it drives me crazy when I see my ex is happier with other guys or other, something like that. Find that as well. And there are many videos that addresses what you just, the question they just mentioned. And it's nothing mystic about it. You have chosen to be sad because you think life begins and ends in her vagina. And that's not true. There's so many wonderful women out there, and you're probably so young and you think that pleasure is everything. Pleasure is just pleasure, that's all. Your life is far bigger than the experience that you had with this girl, and you will grow and advance and become a stronger and wiser person, and your choices and standards will change, and you will be looking for a different girl anyhow. So this was a blessing. This is already done. Now you're set to go and expand your expectations and criteria that you want your girlfriend to have, and you can now also offer more and get a different quality of compatibility for your future relationship. So nothing is lost. Go on, enjoy your life. Don't sit on your ass and think you got to be sad. Nobody says you got to be sad. Don't make that choice. Barto says, thanks for your help today. When you're going to make the next live, I don't know. Usually I try to have the live talks Friday, Saturday, Sunday, one of the three, or three of the three, or two of the three. I'm not sure, depending. But usually I have them about like 12 or 1 or 11 in the morning. Starting today, I was very late, and it's time for me to end it. I thank you again, you guys, for giving me your time and sharing these. Please share the videos you like on your social media. Help us to grow and let people know around the world that we are here for support, and they have support, and life goes on and can be great and happy after breakup. Love you all. Talk to you soon. Bye for now.